We're live.
Hmm.
Hey, Facebook. Hey. We're going to let some folks join us. Y'all come on in. Come on in the room with me.
Yes.
Come online. This is the Commissioner, Stephanie Moore. I am happy to be here with you all today. I got some good news for you. So come on in, Kalamazoo. Maybe they need some coming in the room music or something. Oh, we got 3 people that's joined us. Hey,
Yes.
hello, Kalamazoo. We about to get it crunk. We about to get it started up in here. I'm gonna bring to you all what everybody needs: free legal advice from Black women. Hey,
Right. It's hard to come by.
right. So we're gonna share some information, some really good, worthwhile information with you all. Um, hey.
I don't even know how to go. I need to learn it.
Where y'all at, Kalamazoo? Come on up in the room with me. You know, I had to have entry music when we got Black Girl Magic up on the Facebook Live, on the
Yes.
YouTube.
I'm with it.
What's happening? So, without further ado, I want to take a moment and really introduce 2 amazing young ladies who are doing incredible work with our Kalamazoo Defender's Office located in downtown Kalamazoo. Our Defender's Office is definitely part of my heart and soul. I did a lot of work of my role as a county commissioner in the last years, particularly as chair of the county board, to work to put together a plan, a program, and to be able to help to get started and set up this Defender's Office. But I was truly amazed when I just saw a few days ago that the defenders, lawyers have been on the ground in the community providing support, legal support to protesters, to supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement, and anybody who's out there who's concerned about their safety and their freedom while protesting through this Black Voters Matter movement. And so I want to introduce 2 of the legal minds that are doing some extraordinary work. We will start off first with Shiante Lyman. She is a legal assistant. Shiante, why don't you introduce yourself and let folks get to know you?
Yeah, so I'm a legal assistant at Kalamazoo Defender. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I moved over here to Kalamazoo about 5 years ago, attending Western Michigan University. I'm also the former student body president of Western Michigan University.
Oh, awesome. So how long have you been at the Defender since they started?
Yeah, well, since June of 2019. So yeah, so pretty much the beginning.
Okay. And what's your role primarily? What do you do in the office?
Well, as a legal assistant, I help with the paperwork. I speak to clients about I'm kind of like the first person the client would kind of speak to in prior to speaking to the attorney, because they have to have like first client contact and things like that. They have other roles that happen. And I also work with a lot of the paperwork and being able to be kind of like that liaison between the attorney and the client.
Okay. Well, we also have your colleague that is here with us today, my other sister girl, Miss Bianca. Bianca, why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. I am Bianca Weems Hines. I am from West Memphis, Arkansas. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 2012, and there I started like my legal journey. I moved here 2 years ago with my wife. So not only am I an African American woman, but I am a lesbian African American woman. And yeah, that's who I am.
And we love you and happy anniversary to you and the wife. Y'all just celebrated
Thank you. Yes, we did. We've been together 7 years and married 1 year as of yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to take a few minutes and just talk about your experiences working in the Defender's Office, dealing with clients. How is that, and what can people expect when they come in to see you all?
Well, first and foremost, like I have a lot of contact with our clients. 9 times out of 10, if they don't get the receptionist, they'll always get a legal assistant, which includes Shiante or myself. I myself, along with another colleague of mine, we actually do the first client contact. So we are 9 times out of 10 the first people that you will speak to or speak with regarding, just primary information that you need to know, just the logistics and the basics of your case, and also who your attorney is going to be, who you're going to be speaking to, and things of that nature. So I'm there to answer all of the basically smaller questions that you have, and also just to be the support to the community and our clients.
Awesome. Look at Facebook showing you some anniversary love.
Oh, yeah.
Shiante, you want to talk about your experience in dealing with people coming into the office?
Yeah, I think it's a bit, mostly our conversations are over the phone. So most of our clients that we talk to are in the jail, and they're asking questions about, sometimes it's their first time, sometimes they've been through the system, they just know what's going to be happening, and they just want to know how far the process is going to go and what is the next step in the process. So basically, I have to help the clients to better understand what the next step in the process is, what a pretrial is, what a settlement conference is, and things like that. And just answering those simple questions.
So pretty much helping them to navigate the initial process coming in.
Yes.
So, we're dealing with this pandemic. We all are surviving COVID-19. How has things changed since, people have been scaling back, working from home and the courts and everything? How does that impact you all work in the office?
Well, it has impacted our office, but we are spread out throughout the week. So we are still in constant contact with our clients. Like we're still doing first client contacts. You still can call and get us or leave us a voicemail, and we'll always return your phone call. But the biggest change is the dynamic in the office. Everyone's not here right now, but everyone is still in constant communication via Zoom, via Microsoft Teams, and email, basically.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think even with the court system and them having everything on Zoom has been a lot different. Learning technology, the things that we never really thought we had to learn, I think that we're learning that in this time, and it's helping us to shift and use technology to the best of our abilities as we move forward.
Absolutely. So, how do you find with the clients that you're serving? Are they adjusting to the technology piece, or has it been really challenging? And do most people even have access to Wi-Fi, the internet, or to be able to do the video conferencing?
From my experience, a lot of the clients have been asking to do in person because they don't have the technology, they don't have the capabilities to do so. So a lot of the attorneys have had to go back to the courthouse and ask for adjournments and things like that. Or they would have to have conversations with the prosecutor to be able to either adjourn the case or try to get some kind of solution to the case at some point. But most clients are not able to, unfortunately, just because of their circumstance.
So we got a Facebooker is asking how it has COVID affected due process.
Bianca, you want to speak to that? You might have more knowledge on that.
Well, really, I can't really answer that question because I'm not an attorney, but those are questions for our attorneys. Because I am a paralegal, I can't give you legal advice.
Okay.
So what you would want to do is just to call our office and ask those in-depth questions, in-depth legal questions.
Do you want to give the office number?
Yes, so our office number is 269-250-5000.
And then for folks who are watching, the website to the Defender office is streaming online. And hey, Miss Gigi, we know you always watching, girl. We love you. So let's talk about these protests. Before we get into the legal part of the services you all are offering, I'm assuming you guys have had the opportunity to participate. You've watched, you've seen what's happening. I'm really interested in your feedback in terms of your experience and just what's happening in the world today. Who wants to start? Shiante?
I guess I can start. This past weekend, I've had some opportunities to attend some protests in the Kalamazoo area. They were very peaceful. And even to see the youth take the stand and have the opportunity to do so in a very peaceful way. There were no officers, to my knowledge, that I could really see. I just overheard a lot of the children saying, like, where are the police? Like, they seemed that they were a little afraid. So I think that there is that piece of maybe having those conversations about what's going on with children, because they're trying to better understand, and them being downtown and seeing the buildings boarded up and things like that. Just standing in the crowd, I was able to hear a lot of them asking questions about, like, well, I wonder what happened to that building, or just trying to better get understanding So I think just bridging that gap has been just from me listening to children and them trying to understand. I couldn't imagine what they're going through and what they're feeling with, going from COVID to being stuck in the house to now we can go outside, but we're going to this place where all these people are. And mommy said we couldn't, be around a lot of people. So like them trying to understand exactly what's going on, I think it's been, I think it's a great experience. It's a great experience for them to be a part of, as well as for me to even see on the outside looking in what's going on with that. So that was really amazing to be able to sit through that and watch.
So do you encourage people to come out, lift their voices, raise their fists?
Yes, definitely. We Black, wearing all black all week. I think we should always be encouraging students and children and adults, the elderly, because it takes a village. It takes everyone to be a part of the movement, and just kind of put ourselves aside. And of course, wearing masks and social distancing and doing things like that are definitely needed to make sure, because COVID isn't gone anywhere. It's still around.
Right.
It may have subsided a bit, but just making sure that we're being as safe as we possibly can, still washing our hands. I know when I go to protest, I do still take hand sanitizer because you're just not aware of everything that you're touching, and just making sure I'm as safe as possible. So definitely take those precautions before leaving the house.
Absolutely. So Bianca, let's talk about your experiences.
Yes. So for me, I think that it is very important by me being one of 4 African Americans in my office, I think it is very important for me to show my face and to show that I support this community. And I'm always out there communicating with people. I'm the social butterfly of the office, so I'm always just giving advice and making sure that their questions are being answered. If I can't answer them, I make sure that a colleague is there with me to answer their questions. But I think that it's imperative that we as African Americans, we continue to show up and show out for our community, because this is our community and we need to show that we're an independent source, and these are things that are important to us, and we need to continue to protest. We need to continue to speak out amongst injustice, and we need to continue to demonstrate that we care. This is our community, that whatever is going on in our community, we need to be there.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So let's talk about the services. I saw in the park, you all had a table and a tent. There was folks, there were lawyers all around. Y'all ready to keep us free. Talk to us about that experience.
I definitely think that it's important for people while protesting to know their rights and to know, because a lot of riots and things like that haven't happened since like the 90s, from what I'm hearing in conversation. So a lot of the attorneys have taken the time to really sit down and pull up a lot of the laws and things like that to better understand and be more well versed in what's going on. I think it's amazing that our office has decided to give out literature to those that are walking and protesting, so that you have that on you. Um, They've also been giving out waters, granola bars, things like that, because many people have been out there for hours at a time. And when you're doing it for the cause, but you definitely have to take care of yourself first. You're first in that regard. So I'm really happy that our office took the stand to make sure that we do that, as well as having voters registration forms at the table, so that people can get that information as well. Because the next step after this is to vote and to make your voice heard.
Absolutely. Bianca, you want to weigh
Yeah,
in?
so I do think that as an office or as a community, I think it is very imperative that we support the free expression, and that we are just a resource for the community, and we're showing them that we support them, and to just give them that competent legal information about protesting and just about their everyday rights. And so I think that it's very important that our office is there. Our office is there with them. Our office is there strong, and let them know that we do support as a community. She's muted.
I think you muted, Stephanie.
You're mute.
Have you guys had a chance to deal with anyone that has been incarcerated or arrested since the protest started, specifically related to the Black Lives Matter protest?
As of right now, I don't think. Yeah, as of right now, no, I have not heard of any or seen any, because we normally do the basic client data entry, so we have not seen any cases so far. But that doesn't mean that it won't happen.
Right, or that they haven't bonded themselves out, or their other options. Yeah.
All right, KJK, Protect and Defend Black Lives Matter. We see you. We see you.
Yes,
We
yes.
also have KJ Kane agreed. Thank you for your service, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Yes,
you for showing up for us. That's what's up.
absolutely.
So I want to back up just a little bit because even before the pandemic and the movement really took a foot, you guys were also doing some incredible work in your office with expungements, assisting people with that process. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Woo, yeah. So Stephanie, you saw it. It was a lot going on. And I am also happy to be a part of that as well. I do participate and give my time to that. So right now, the clinics and even the court dates are pushed there because of COVID. But they're just rescheduling and sending out notices to clients. But I think we're supposed to have it once a quarter, but right now, of course, due to COVID, we have to just postpone and reschedule. But you might, for anyone that is looking for their records to be expunged, then we have all that information online. Whenever the courts decide to open back up, we'll still have an update online. So just keep referring back to our online website.
Oh, awesome. So, Shante, you've been on the ground as well, too, been helping and assisting. What does that feel like? Or what are some of the people saying to you when they come in, to start this process of expungement?
People have been nothing but grateful. Honestly, you could just see it on their faces and their hearts. They're just so grateful to have the opportunity because it's life changing for some people to get something off their record, especially something that's been weighing on them. It can stop them from having a job. It can stop them from furthering their education. There are a multitude of things that it could really put a pause to for something that you did maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that you didn't know any better for doing. So a lot of people have been showing a lot of gratitude in the community and just really happy and helpful and thankful that we're here and that we're really doing this push in the community and it's not just in our office. We've stepped outside of our office and done it in different places like the library, more common places in the community, so that they don't have to always feel like they're coming into our office for things like that.
Absolutely. I know I ran up on y'all at the North Side Association for Community Development. And I mean, it was hundreds of people all over the place, which is really a good thing because it shows the need in our community. And it shows that people are willing to step up and do whatever it takes to try to get the help so that they can make their quality of life better. And I think it's amazing that you got this Kalamazoo Defender that's there, that's equipped and ready to go. So I know that you all are doing a lot of work to try to really put the social support around the clients that you all are seeing, whether if it's having social services or whatever. Can you talk a little bit about some of the services that go along with being able to have legal representation through the Kalamazoo Defender?
So for us, of course, we are a firm that we believe in the holistic approach. So instead of looking at the person for who they are, for what they're doing in their present moment, we want to really look into their lives and figure out what is actually going on with them. What happened maybe when they were a youth to for them to be in this position that they are as adults. And so the holistic approach for that is to provide them with those other resources that will assist them through their process so that they can fully live their lives and not revert back to their old ways without those resources. Because we know that, especially in the Black community, that there are things that are hard to express, or there are things that we go through as a community that no one really understands the struggle. So that is what this office is here for, is to be a support for our community.
And I just mirror what Bianca said. I think it's really important for the community for sure to be able to have these resources and not just have legal help. That's a hard process in and of itself to have to deal with legal issues and legal jargon and things like that. But to also have someone come to you and humanize themselves and understand that there are things that may have led to this particular situation, but this situation is not the end all be all. And I think that that's what our office does. It takes that holistic approach to look at your background, look at everything that has happened, mental health checking, different things, different resources that you may need outside of the legal system to be able to make sure that everything that you need moving forward, and that your life is better, and that everything that you need is completely at your fingertips. So I really appreciate the holistic approach and then looking at the whole picture, because this one thing that may have happened that you may or may not have done is just a snapshot of who you are. It's not the whole picture.
What happened to Stephanie?
I guess I got to come back in here with y'all.
Can you hear me?
So how do people get in contact with you? Do they have to go through the courts? How do they say, I want to be represented by the Kalamazoo Defender?
Well, a client actually has to be appointed through the courts, and that is how we are assigned to their cases. So they have to be court appointed in order for us to represent clients.
Chiante, did you want to add to that, or? Chiante, can you guys hear me?
I think you're muted.
Did I mute? Nah. Can you hear
You're
me?
muted.
So I want to also let the folks know, are there employment opportunities there at the Kalamazoo Defender now? Can you hear me? No? Yeah? Bianca can, but okay. Shiante, can you hear me now? Can you?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, all right. So are there employment opportunities at the Defender's office?
For right now, I don't think so. Whatever openings that we have, you can view those on our website. Any openings that we do have, but right now, I think we have hired all that we need right now. But of course, we are planning on. I don't know if this is for public knowledge, but we are planning to add other resources for our clients. In unemployment for our clients, we're supposed to have a resource of that nature to assist our clients in possibly, looking for jobs, education, and things of that nature.
Awesome. So this is an opportunity that I want you to, particularly as younger Black women in the legal field, to talk to other people, to our youth and your peers, about your experience and why you think that they probably should go to school and work towards working in this type of profession.
Well, I made the decision a long time ago. I was 8 years old, and I decided that I wanted to be an attorney general, which was very early on in life. And from that age, the reason that I did that was from seeing shows, and I would see a lot of cop shows, and I would see a lot of judge shows and things like that. And from the television shows, I would always see white officers, and I would see them arresting people, and I didn't understand, because we didn't see people like me that were doing that. I didn't see people that were successful like me. That looked like me, that were doing certain roles when watching television as a young child. And I realized that very early on. And as I got older, figured out what I wanted to do and what that meant for me. Being an attorney, being able to argue facts of a case, it's really, you have to really have a different type of mindset to be able to do so. To be able to kind of take yourself, take your emotions away and kind of and just look at everything that is laid out and be able to represent the client, regardless of how you feel about the particular situation or what have you, because they deserve equal representation regardless. And our system's already set up for us not to win. And I think that us being in the room, being able to make those decisions will make is a bigger impact than to have something happen, then we have to come back and try to fix it. So us just being in that room and being able to be that face and be that voice for the clients that we have, or the clients that we know that need that justice, I think is why I know why I chose to do this field, and continue my education and going to undergrad here in Kalamazoo, and at Western, and really getting involved in the community very early on was really my way of getting involved, is what is best I could at that time. As a first year student, I got involved in the Pratt Bar Association here in Kalamazoo, Charles A. Pratt Bar. Shout out to them. And they have definitely taken me under their wing and have helped to go mold me and guide me and take me onto these different paths and showing me even different types of law, because all of them don't practice criminal law. So like just seeing other types of law that they practice, and understanding those different avenues has been really amazing.
Bianca?
Okay, so for me, I've always wanted, piggybacking off of Shiante, I always wanted to be an attorney. It took me a long time to get here, but it really hit home for me because I come from poverty, and believe it or not, it's imperative. Not only is it minorities, it's 5% of us that are attorneys, and it's even less for women. It's a 2% percentage of women who are attorneys. So that kind of pushed me to get to a place where I feel like this is something that is necessary, and I'm smart enough to do it. So why not? You know. So I've always wanted to be an attorney. I went in the direction of becoming a paralegal. I went back to school to get my education, my paralegal certificate, and I started working in Georgia. And when I got here, like I said, my wife and I had been here for 2 years, and I saw the need for more African American attorneys in this very community. There are not a lot of us. Now there are activists, but there are not a lot of Black women and Black men that are attorneys in this area. And I feel that it is necessary for us, or for myself, to go to school and to come back and to give my all to this community, and stand up for what's right, continue to stand up for what's right in this community. So I scheduled to take the LSAT July 13th, and hopefully I'm interested in going to Cooley Law. I'm also a member of the Pratt Bar Association, and they have been the biggest help in my legal journey here. I couldn't I couldn't thank them enough, Stephanie. I couldn't thank you enough. When I stepped foot in Kalamazoo, you guys were the first people to take me under your wings, and you demonstrated that support for me. And so it's my job, it's necessary for me to give back, to go and do what I love, and to come back and help my community.
Yes, girl. Yes. That's how we do this. So I definitely want to wrap up. I wanted the community to know you all and see your beautiful melanated faces and know the extent of the awesome work that you all are doing. And then to make sure that people understand that the Kalamazoo Defender, yes, once you go through the court system and you get appointed, that you get representation, but there's also some amazing things that your organization is doing. And of that, you all are on the front line, pretty much like the first responder, if you will, that people have a connection with, and out there in the community on the field. Y'all are the trusted voices, the trusted faces. And so I just wanted to appropriately introduce you all to our overall Kalamazoo community. So any last or parting words you want to have?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, definitely, to speak about what we're doing here in the Kalamazoo community, because a lot of people don't know about the Kalamazoo office. I think it's really unfortunate. So I really appreciate the opportunity to speak about it, what we're doing.
I do as well. And by us being, minorities in this firm, I appreciate the platform to speak from our experience, and to say where we're coming from, and to let them know that there is someone that looks like them that is there to help them. So they're not in it alone, and they have a familiar face. They have a positivity in the community that is there for them and that can guide them throughout their process. So I appreciate the opportunity to express myself as being a Black woman in this office. So thank you.
Absolutely. So people, hopefully they see the website, KalamazooDefender.org, is scrolling across the stream. Make sure you call. If you call and you got to do any type of work or whatever, y'all make sure y'all shout out both Bianca and Shiante and let them know y'all seen them here live on the book. And make sure when you get a chance to support the sisters, support what's happening in our community, get out there, because Black lives matter. And we need to make sure the people that don't understand that they get the message loud and clear. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. I look forward to seeing you. I know we got a lot of things that are coming up. And again, you guys are going to be right there on the front line.
Yes.
All right, my loves. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, guys.